Hello, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Let Him Cook. Now, if you are anything like us, you probably grew up thinking that managing your money meant having a savings account, avoiding credit cards, and maybe, if you were lucky, buying some land someday. But nobody taught us the actual rules of money. Iskoladewat, university එකකදීවත් නැත්තං කරපු රස්සාවලදීවත්. In fact, අවුරුදු දෙක තුනකට කලින් we thought we had it all figured out until Shehan landed a role leading marketing at a wealth tech company called Vault.
Now, Volt wasn't your average startup. It was backed by Sequoia India and built within an ecosystem supported by Mubadala, the sovereign wealth fund of Abu Dhabi. Loku kattiya godak salli. E job එක හරහා I got the rare opportunity to work closely with teams that manage the wealth of ultra-high net worth individuals and family offices. People who were collectively managing over $500 million in assets. That's $500 million. මම නිකං බිත්තියේ හිටපු මැස්සෙක් වගේ හැමදේම පුළුවන් තරම් මම absorb කරා how the ultra wealthy think, how they plan, how they grow and protect their wealth.
Simple, හැබැයි ගොඩක් powerful දේවල් අපිට කවුරුත් කියලා දෙන්නේ නැති.
So in this episode, we're going to share with you 5 lessons that we learned from working with the ultra wealthy. These aren't hacks, they're habits. And they change the way we see money forever.
And before you continue watching, just a disclaimer. This is not financial advice.
Let's get into it.
The first lesson is that you must build an emergency cash fund.
Let me be real with you. Before working at Volt, I used to think money management was all about investing. Red and green lines, stocks, charts, buying low, selling high. In fact, Mama ගොඩක් YouTube videos බැලුවා මේවා ඔක්කොම ඉගෙන ගන්න. But it was so difficult to understand. ඊට පස්සේ I started working with people who are managing hundreds of millions of dollars. And do you know what almost every one of them had in common? They didn't start with investing. They started with security. Step 1 was always build an emergency cash fund.
පොඩක් හිතන්න. ඔයාගේ කාර් එක හෙට කැඩෙනවා. නැත්තම් ඔයාගේ ජොබ් එක නැති වෙනවා. නැත්තම් ඔයාගේ පවුලේ කෙනෙක් අසනීප වෙනවා. මොකක්ද ඔයාගේ plan එක?
Are you going to sell stocks and lose money in a dip? Break a fixed deposit and pay penalties? Swipe a credit card at ridiculous interest? These people don't do that because they plan ahead.
Emergency cash fund එකක් කියන්නේ ඔයා පැත්තකට අයින් කරන සල්ලි ජීවිතේ මොන හරිම ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවොත් ඒ සල්ලි ඔයා අයින් කරන්නේ ඔයාගේ වෙඩින් එකටවත් ඔයාගේ වැකේෂන් එකකටවත් නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ ස්ටාර්ට්අප් එක බිල්ඩ් කරන්නවත් නෙමෙයි.
It's for emergencies only.
මේව තමයි සල්ලි ඔයා ඔයාගේ සැලරි එකෙන් මාස 3ත් 6ත් අතර ඔයාගේ වියදමට අයින් කරන සල්ලි ඔයාගේ living expenses වලට ඔයාගේ rent එකට කෑම බීම වලට නැත්නම් bills transport වලට. That way if something goes wrong you have a safety net.
Now, how do you build it? By being intentional. Stop spending money on things that don't matter. Hamadama camera delivery වලට වියදම් කරන රුපියල් 2000, the brand new iPhone on installment, the unnecessary subscription you never use. Cut it. Be frugal but not miserable. Live life, yes, but live wisely. One ultra wealthy client once told me, if you don't respect 100 rupees, you'll never manage 100 million rupees. And that hit home hard.
ඔයාට සල්ලි ගොඩක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ නෑ emergency cash fund එකක් build කරන්න. All you need is discipline. Because with that one, you're just one bad month away from chaos. ඊළඟ lesson එක තමයි your best chances of wealth is being exceptional at your job. සාමාන්‍ය ලංකාව කෙනෙක්ට නම් තමන්ගේ ජොබ් එක තමයි wealth එක build කරන්න තියෙන හොඳම chance එක. සමහරක් වෙලාවට ෂෙහාන් ගෙදර ඇවිල්ලා මට කියනවා එක එක කතන්දර either he heard or he was engaging with different ultra wealthy individuals. මේ කතන්දර වලින් ගොඩක් percentage එකක මිනිස්සු ඉපදිලා තියෙන්නේ ගොඩක් සල්ලි එක්ක නෙමෙයි. They got rich because they were extremely good at what they did.
One guy was a CFO who turned around 3 different companies. Another was a tech CEO who built a product that scaled regionally. They weren't chasing 10 side hustles. They mastered their craft and their salary, bonuses and company shares followed. මේ කතන්දර වලින් මට තේරුණා කොච්චර power එකක් තියනවද focus කරද්දි.
මම මගේ career එක පටන් ගත්තේ customer service වලින්. හැබැයි අවුරුදු 8කට පස්සේ here I am leading content operations and social media management at Nas Daily. මම මෙතනට accidentally ආවේ නැහැ. I got here by being extremely good at what I do. And I'm not done because I've got so much more to learn. And for Shehan, he started off as a coordinator at a travel agency. Entry level, 0 connections, and fast forward to 11 years, he is in a C-level role at Saudi in-tech startup backed by the government. එයාගේ කලින් රස්සාවේ එයා දැන් කරන රස්සාවේ එයා හරිම fortunate වුණා to be given the equity in the company, which means if either companies gets acquired, there's good things coming his way. මේ හැම දෙයක්ම හොඳට වුණේ අපි කරන දේවල් වලින් උපරිම කරපු හින්දා.
The truth is, the market will always reward excellence. So ask yourself, are you just getting by, or are you trying to be in the top 1% in your field? Master your lane, push your limits, and be so good that the company that you work for cannot let you go. Make them realize that they need you and not the other way around. And that way, you can leverage and negotiate for a better package.
එහෙම තමයි ඔයාලට ගොඩක් සල්ලි හම්බ කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ සල්ලි වලින් ඔයාලට සේව් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම ඒ සල්ලි වලින් ඔයාලට ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන්.
A lot of wealth comes from boring things like your job or a boring business. And that brings us to lesson number 3. The banks are screwing you. ගොඩාක් ලංකාවේ මිනිස්සු වගේම අපිත් අපේ savings ටික දැම්මේ සාමාන්‍ය bank account එකක. We thought safe place, earns interest, all good. Wrong. Here's how it actually works. Banks take your money and they lend it out. They earn an interest from it, often at high interest rates, and give you back a fraction of it. In fact, bank වලට ඒගොල්ලන්ට කෙලින්ම access හම්බ වෙනවා central bank interest rate එකට. මේ interest rate එක අපි කාටවත් access කරන්න බෑ. But what's the interest rate you're getting on a normal savings account? Maybe 2%, which means the bank is making profit from your saving. And while your money sits in there earning peanuts, inflation, which was over 5.5% this year, is slowly eating away at your purchasing power.
ගිය අවුරුද්දේ එකතු කරපු රුපියල් ලක්ෂය මේ අවුරුද්ද වෙද්දී ඒකේ value එක ඊටත් වඩා අඩු වෙලා.
So what's the alternative?
This video is brought to you by Fluencer, Sri Lanka's influencer marketplace, helping businesses and influencers connect and collaborate.
Money market funds. These are professionally managed funds that pool investor money and lend it to short-term government securities and other low-risk instruments. Example like with Gatot, NDB Wealth and SoftLogic Money Market Fund are both licensed, regulated, and more efficient for short-term parking of your money than a savings account, giving you a higher return for your savings than the bank.
ඔයා ඉතුරු කරනවා නම් මාස 6ක් අවුරුද්දත් අතර කාලයකට වගේ වැඩිනකට නැත්නම් මොන හරි down payment එකකට නැත්නම් ඔයා trip එකක් යන්න මේ option එක ඔයාට ගොඩාක් හොඳයි.
Again, it's not financial advice, it's just what we do personally. Protect your money because the system won't do it for you.
Which brings us to lesson number 4. Trading and investing are not the same thing. I used to think investing was looking at charts and buying a piece of public company like Apple, and then to wait a few days, and if the price went up, I'd sell and feel like a genius. And the problem is that there are so many people promoting it. Turns out, that's not investing, that's trading.
Trading is about timing the market. It's short term, it's risky, it's stressful. And unless you have insider info or a magic crystal ball, chances are you're going to get it wrong more often than right. Anith pathing, investing kiyanne long term there. It's about building wealth, not chasing highs. It's about putting your money into assets like stocks, bonds, mutual funds that grow over time. It's slow, boring, and powerful. The S&P 500, a benchmark of the US stock market, has delivered an average return of around 10% per year over the past century. That includes massive crashes like the financial crisis ekai, COVID-19, and more. Habai, හැම වෙලාවෙම market එක recover වෙනවා. Because economies bounce back. Innovation continues. People adapt. So if you invest smart and stay the course, you win in the long run. And this is where diversification comes in. ඔයාගේ සල්ලි invest කරනකොට පුළුවන් තරම් වෙන වෙන දේවල් වලට invest කරනවා. Spreading your money across different types of assets. Stocks, bonds, international funds, local investments. So එක දෙයක් crash වුණොත් ඔයාගේ portfolio එකේ අනිත් දේවල් ඔක්කොම කඩාගෙන වැටෙන්නේ නැහැ. පොඩ්ඩක් හිතලා බලන්න. ඔයා tourism වලට ගොඩාක් invest කරා නම් you probably suffered big losses when COVID-19 happened. හැබැයි ඔයා diversify කරලා invest කරා නම් Zoom වගේ companies වලට that performed extremely well during COVID, your losses wouldn't have been as big. Think of it like this. Don't put all your eggs in one basket unless you're okay with that basket being on fire.
තව දෙයක් තමයි හැමතිස්සෙම ඔයා හිතන්න ඔයා ඇයි invest කරන්න කියලා.
Most of us Sri Lankans, we invest to invest without understanding why we're investing in the first place.
ඔයා invest කරන්නේ ඔයාගේ retirement එකට නම් නැත්නම් ගෙදරක් ගන්න නම් නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ ළමයිගේ ඉගෙනීමට නම් නැත්නම් passive income එකකට නම් your goal will define your risk level and your timeline. Don't invest just to invest. Invest with purpose. And finally, lesson number 5. Always get a second opinion. අපි කතා කරමු ලංකාවේ අපි හැමෝම හැම වෙලාවෙම කරන දෙයක් ගැන. අපි ලොකු වෙද්දී අපි හිතුවේ ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් එකක් කියන්නේ මොන හරි ඉඩමක් අරගන්න එක, නැත්නම් මොන හරි gold ගන්න එක, නැත්නම් මොන හරි apartment එකක් ගන්න එකක් කියලා. ඇයි? මොකද අපේ දෙමාපියෝ ඒක තමයි කරේ. නැත්නම් අපි දන්න කවුරු හරි කරෙත් ඒ දෙයම තමයි. That's what we hear as well. හැබැයි අපි ඉඩමක් ගත්තා කියලා ගෙවීමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. අපි gold ගත්තා කියලා අපිට හැමදාටම generate කරන income එකක් නැහැ. අපි apartment එකක් ගත්තා කියලා maybe but only if you find tenants and manage the property well. ගොඩක් මිනිස්සු මේ දේවල් අරගෙන හිතා ගන්නවා කවදා හරි මේවල value එක උඩට යයි කියලා. But real investing, real wealth building is about income generating assets.
Bonds, dividend paying stocks. These things pay you even while you sleep. Then api making kiyane naha you shouldn't buy land or gold, not necessarily, but before you commit a massive chunk of your money, ask questions, challenge assumptions, and seek at least 2 other perspectives, ideally from people who have nothing to sell to you.
තව දෙයක් තමයි ඔයාලා කවුරු හරි කිව්වොත් ඔයාට මොන හරි දෙයකින් guaranteed return එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා, please walk away. Because in life there's only 2 guarantees, death and taxes.
So read the fine print. Do your homework and protect yourself. The people I worked with, they never made big moves without running it past multiple advisors.
So there you have it. 5 lessons we learned from working with the ultra wealthy.
None of this is theory. It's real, it's personal, and it's changed how we live our lives.
පුංචි රිමයින්ඩ් එකක් ඔයාගේ ජර්නි එක ඔයාගේ. මේ lessons අපිට හරි ගියාට අපි කියන්නේ නැහැ ඒක ඔයාට හරියයි කියලා. මෙතනින් ගන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් ඔයගොල්ලෝ observe කරගන්න. හැබැයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ අවස්ථාවේදී ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ own research එක කරන්න.
If this episode helped you, drop a comment and let us know which lesson you liked the most. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.